In February 2026, one Pokémon card sold for $16,492,000. Not a painting, not a house, a single trading card. It came from a game made for children. Cardboard, ink, and a cartoon mouse. So how did a schoolyard hobby become a global, multi-billion-dollar phenomenon? This is the story of the Pokémon trading card game and the boom that took over the world. Let's start with the scale, because the numbers barely make sense. Since 1996, the Pokémon Company has printed more than 85 billion cards. 85 billion, with a B. To put that in perspective, that's more than 10 cards for every single person alive on Earth today. And the presses never stop. The pace is accelerating. In 1 year, 2023 to 2024, they printed nearly 12 billion cards. The biggest single year the hobby has ever seen. And step back from the cards alone. Pokémon isn't just the biggest card game. It's the highest grossing media franchise of all time. Bigger than Star Wars. Bigger than Marvel. Bigger than Mario. The cards are a giant on their own. In Japan alone, in a single year, they brought in an estimated $857 million. More than the next 8 card games combined. They're sold in more than 90 countries, in 16 languages. From Tokyo to New York to Sao Paulo. This is not a niche. It's everywhere. And here's the wildest part. Roughly half of every Pokémon card ever made was printed after 2020. The boom isn't history. It's happening right now, as you watch this. To understand the boom, you have to go back to the very beginning. October 20th, 1996. In Japan, the first Pokémon cards go on sale, illustrated by the same artist who drew the original video games. Nobody knew they were lighting a fuse. 3 years later, the cards reach America. The 1999 base set, 102 cards, and hidden inside, a fire-breathing dragon that would become the most wanted card of an entire generation. The cards never rose alone. They rode the wave of the TV show and the Game Boy games. Gotta catch 'em all wasn't just a slogan. It was the entire engine. Back then, it was lunch money and schoolyard trades. Nobody imagined what these little pieces of cardboard would one day be worth. And the earliest printings mattered most. A tiny stamp reading first edition, or the rarer shadowless print, could one day mean a 100-fold difference in a card's price. Then came 2020, and everything changed. Lockdowns, stimulus checks, millions of adults stuck at home, digging through closets, finding the collections of their childhood. Suddenly, nostalgia had a price tag. Cards stopped being toys. People began calling them an asset class, like stocks or gold, but with a Charizard on the front. A base set Charizard that cost $30,000 ran past $350,000. Celebrities poured in. Logan Paul, Post Malone, Kevin O'Leary. Live pack openings became primetime entertainment, watched by millions. A whole economy grew up around it. Thousands of people watching a stranger tear open sealed packs, hoping for a hit. The thrill of a lottery, streamed live for free. In December 2021, Logan Paul bought a sealed case of first edition boxes for $3.5 million. It was later confirmed to be fake. That's how hot and how chaotic the market had become. The frenzy spilled out of the internet and into the store aisles. Fights broke out over cardboard. In a Wisconsin parking lot, a man was attacked over trading cards. Days later, in May 2021, Target pulled trading cards from every store in America. But the real engine of the boom wasn't the cards themselves. It was a number stamped onto a plastic slab. Grading. A company inspects your card and gives it a score, 1 to 10. A perfect 10 can be worth 10, 20, even 50 times a raw copy of the exact same card. One number, and everything changes. When the boom hit, everyone wanted their cards graded. The biggest grader, PSA, went from 2 million cards a year to over 7 million, then had to shut its doors, buried under an 11 million card backlog. They scaled up like crazy, from 15,000 cards a day to 90,000, 6 times the capacity in a few short years, and it still wasn't enough. And what was everyone grading? Pokémon. In 2023, 43% of every card PSA graded was a Pokémon card, up from 17% just 5 years earlier. The obsession got absurd. One single card, a Japanese McDonald's Pikachu promo, was sent in for grading 58,000 times in December of 2025 alone. By 2025, PSA graded its biggest year in history. Over 11 million trading cards, most of them Pokémon. Around 6 million perfect 10 Pokémon slabs in a single year. And in 2026, history repeated itself. Another 10 million card backlog. PSA hit pause all over again. The boom that never really ended. Which brings us to the Grails, the cards that made headlines around the world. This is the Pikachu Illustrator, handed out to contest winners back in 1997. Fewer than 40 are believed to exist, and only one has ever earned a perfect grade. Watch its price climb. $195,000 in 2019, $5.2 million when Logan Paul bought it in 2021, and in February 2026, he sold it for $16.5 million. Even the classic base set Charizard keeps breaking records. $420,000 in 2022, $550,000 by the end of 2025. Some grails are almost mythical. The Blastoise presentation card, a blank back test print from 1998. Only 2 were ever made. One of them sold for $360,000. Card by card, Pokémon rewrote the record books for the entire collectibles world. You'd think a boom like that would burn out. Instead, it came back even bigger. September 2023. A set simply called 151 revived the original creatures and sold out almost everywhere. The Pokémon Company had to print it made to order just to stay ahead of the scalpers. Then, October 2024. A mobile app, Pokémon TCG Pocket, put digital pack opening in the hands of millions overnight and sent even more people hunting for the real, physical cards. That same year, a Pokémon collaboration with the Van Gogh Museum caused so much shoving and scalping that the museum pulled the promo card in just 4 days. Then, January 2025. Prismatic Evolutions. $50 boxes reselling for $200. Cards cut open at the register just to stop resellers from flipping sealed product. Crowds descended on restocks. At one Costco, a brawl. Drinks thrown, cards trampled, even a car driven into a shopping cart. Stores slapped on limits, 3 boxes per customer. Around the world, the scene repeated. People lined up for hours, some camping overnight, for a single shot at the newest $50 box before it vanished. For the first time, the Pokémon Company admitted it out loud. Demand is now greater than they can print. Walmart reported Pokémon card sales up tenfold in a single year. This is not slowing down. So the real question isn't how big it got. It's why it never let go. 3 generations now share it. The kids who traded these at recess are adults with disposable income, buying for themselves and for their own children. The nostalgia compounds. And underneath all the money, there's still a game. A living community that meets, trades, and plays in card shops and conventions in dozens of countries. Critics call it a bubble. Some call it gambling. Every sealed pack a lottery ticket. Maybe they're right. But 30 years and 85 billion cards suggests something more durable than a fad. Is it nostalgia? Investment? A community? A gamble? Honestly, it's all of them at once. And that tension is exactly what keeps it alive. Whatever it is, 85 billion cards say it isn't going anywhere. The little mouse on the front is now one of the most valuable pieces of paper on the planet. This was the Pokémon phenomenon. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. We break down this world every single week. This is not financial advice, just the story.